Hey everybody, how's it? The Abbacado Show here on a happy Aloha Friday. Today is August 30th, 2024. Beginning of a long weekend, depending on where you live in the world here. Labor Day is on Saturday. Is it Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day is on Saturday, 3-day weekend for the folks in the United States. So yeah, that's a good thing. Most of you folks probably not even on the stream because everybody's packed up and getting ready to go somewhere, drive somewhere, camp somewhere, do something, or maybe you're not and you want to stay home and stay out of the madness. You're going to hang out here and listen to some music with us here on the stream. So, yes, DJ Jeeps. I know I go into that mode, right? Ba-da-ba-ba-da. So, today on my the Abbacado Show on the Happy Aloha Friday stream. This is going to be a short stream. This is not one of my standards. I got to have a hard stop. So I'm going 2 hours straight. Get as many dono recalls in as well as some Wheel of Cheese for everybody. For those of you who are putting in for the Wheel of Cheese, big rule here. You got nothing more than 7 minutes. This is so I can fit as many Wheel of Cheeses in. And so if it's 7:05, I'm not going to listen to what you've posted there. Please double check how long of a track it is you want me there. That's only so that I can be, cool across the board. The best of my abilities by putting as many tracks in during a Wheel of Cheese session. So if it's like 3 and 4 minute songs, I can do it a few times. If it's 2 7-minute songs, then I can only do it once. Blah, blah, blah. So I think you guys are ready. We're going to start off with our donos. And so what we're going to do is we're coming in hot right now with Makuzia. How are you, Makuzia? Are you here? I haven't seen you dropping in. Makuzia. There you are. How are you? Oh, no, Makuzia. I'm going to get blocked. But it doesn't matter because you're here with me. Almost every auto video that I've done has gotten blocked. They dispute. They don't, even if I file a dispute, they're like, no, but it doesn't matter. You're here with me right now. That's what counts. And funny enough, on Twitch, the DSMA strike or block doesn't happen on Twitch. The autos are live on Twitch. So there's always that too. So let's go. And thank you so much, Makuzia. You know why, but thank you. So there's a little message here that he has put in here. This is the live version of Otto's debut single from when she was 17, 20 in these concerts. This video is actually a montage of segments from 4 different concerts. The message of the song is about rebelling against Japanese oppressive work culture and social norms. Bruh, I have been like watching videos on how gnarly that is over there. That is gnarly how the Japanese corporations treat their workers. Anyhow, I'm going to stay away from that conversation because we know what can happen there. So anyhow, despite that, this track reached #1 on the charts in Japan. The title song roughly translates to "Shut the F Up." So this is Otto. Makuzia, thank you for bringing this in the house. What do we got here for the folks? Let's go. All right. Kind of got that macabre, haunted horror vibe. Some badass guitar work back there. Oh, God, her voice. God, she's so freaking talented. It's mind-numbing. This is kind of like a medley Danny Elfman with some Devo vibes. Wow. One five one. Listen, the bass is killing it. Go, bro. Modulate. We shall modulate. I don't know what she's saying, but it hurts. Oh, that ending, that kind of bluesy rock ending with the piano. Whoops. You know, one of the things that's so insanely wonderful here, there's a few people were saying, you know, the different kind of genre blends that there is. I think Turnip had said that, you know, it's, what did you say there? I was looking at that. Wait a second. Kind of a metal fusion, a lot more of a metal fusion stuff coming from Japan. It's almost like the natural way things roll out in Japan. But what's really great about what Japan does when they blend genres, they kind of stick to a base of making sure that instruments live in its equal power in the mixes. So this was what did I say? This was like Danny Elfman met Devo with what was the other person that I kind of associated that with? Nonetheless, that even though the guitar playing and the bass and all that is powerful in your face, the piano is not buried back in there, so everything is fully mixed into it. Her as a performer, though, is absolutely mind-numbing. I said enough about her. I think on the last one we did, Makuzia. She has such a powerful, powerful voice. I don't know what she's saying in her language. Of course, what you said is that this is a song, you know, about the oppressive corporate world that Japan is all about, pretty much. I'm sure that a lot of those corporations are probably raising an eyebrow going, look at how many people are in there. That's going to, you know, salt the pot of future workers, you know, of course. But that's what artists always get blamed for, right? Ooh, you're sending a bad message. Anyhow, so tremendously talented as she is. And plus, this is live. There wasn't a glitch, mistake anywhere in her performance, you know, and she's going to do what, a whole night of this? It's absolutely mind-numbing. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely crazy. But, you know, that's what the world gives us. You know, Makuzia, you bringing this into the house. I think you were the first one to bring in Ado, I believe, weren't you? I think you were. And thank you so much. My brain is still marinating over the performance. Anyhow, thanks, Makuzia. I really, really appreciate it. And of course, your humbling cup of coffee you bought. Next up, Make 33, John Mayer. We're going to be listening to some blues. And let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so this is going to be John Mayer. Timestamp at 1:15. Okay, so this is a long track, so hopefully it'll land right on its spot. This is an unreleased song. It's a bit rough vocally at times, but has some of my favorite solos. and is one of my favorite live performances. It has a really beautiful but somber vibe, and the song is about living in New York City post 9/11. All right. Well, I look forward to that. He's one of my favorite blues guitar solo players. His phrasing is absolutely mind-numbing. All right, let's go. All right.
Thank you. It's good to be back in Birmingham. My name is John, and I'm gonna play some songs that I wrote with my band.
He's got that thing capoed way up there. Oh, that's badass. I thought maybe it was a sequencer doing that, but it's the guitar. Seems like the volume is a little low on this, guys.
I've been gone too long. I hope you don't mind.
He's also got a Dave Matthews kind of voice.
I've been gone too long. Oh, salvage. I've been gone too long. Can I still come home? Can I still come home?
Sorry about that part, Tom. See that note? That arpeggiated note is going to be stuck in our head for the rest of this track.
I'm riding you to catch you up on places I've been. This letter probably got excited, but there's nothing else inside. Didn't have a camera by my side this time, hoping I would see the world through both my eyes. Maybe I would tell you all about it when I'm in that mood to lose my way with words.
This is not a typical song that I'm familiar with him. I mean, I like it.
Yesterday, skies were painted.
Very even keel, but it drives.
Cowboy cliche. And strange how clouds that look like mountains in the sky and extra mountains anyway. Didn't have a camera by my side this time, hoping I would see the world through both my eyes. Maybe I will tell you all about it when I'm in the mood to lose my way. But let me say you should have seen that sunrise with your own eyes.
kind of like a slow open, you know, track for the concert. Oh, wait a minute, did I blow it? Oh, I may have started this song at the wrong time point. Yeah, it does, you know. Soundgarden, it definitely has a different, and probably more broader accessibility compared to some of these other songs on radio play.
That sunrise with your own eyes, me back to life. You'll be with me next time I go outside. Just no more 3x5s. Just no more 3x5s to keep this love alive.
You know, that was great, and that was like we were talking about here on the stream.
Thank you very much.
Not a typical, you know, John Mayer that I know of, you know, of the songs that were singled out and released. This one has, you know, real super broad appeal in the way it was written. And it kind of had that Chug Train kind of vibe to it, too. It kept it going without having to do a lot of the chord changes or be flashy with his blues playings and stuff, which he's more than capable, and that's why we all love him too, is his ability as a guitar player. But it did have that all the way through and through. The drummer stepping, I think there was a problem with the hi-hat mic. I was looking at the drummer play, and I'm hearing the snare and the cymbals during the end, but I wasn't hearing the 16th notes that the drummer was playing on the hi-hats, you know. But that doesn't mean anything. Anyhow. I love the tone of his voice, and if I did make a mistake on the time, then I forgot. Hey, turn up. Who was the profile name that this was for? I definitely go back and I've got to owe them one because I think I started the video at the wrong time, but I did not. Oh, it was Make 33. Okay, Make, you're not here, are you? No, I don't think so. So I owe Make one because I started the video at the wrong time. So. I'm going to go loop back and get that in a little bit. We're going to continue on, but Make, if you get to this, I owe you one. So I apologize that I didn't start. I thought it was going to start at its time. I didn't move the scrolly doodly thing, you know. So it was an hour and 15 in. Okay. All right. I'm going to move on really quick, but Make, we'll get back to it, okay? All right. Next up, I am going to be doing Lisa Wolf. Wants a band called Jerobeam Fenderson. Let's see what we got here. Let me see. All right. Let's see. This is called... The song is called Shrooms. The artist is Jerobeam Fenderson. Do sound engineers dream of electric shrooms? Okay, so Lisa's saying the video's got flashy lights, so beware. So this is one of the most interesting personal genres of music I've ever come across. The genre is called oscilloscope music. So it's probably a lot of I don't know. It is equal parts music, math, and visual. While a cheeky name for a track, as an audio engineer, it truly did change the way I thought about how to use sounds. The visuals are done with the physical XY oscilloscope, with the x-axis connected to the left channel and the y to the right. Fenderson can be viewed as the inventor of the genre, though early examples of the effect exist not as a musical piece, and I've been a supporter ever since day one. Okay, let's go. How you been, Lisa? I hope you're doing well. Let's see what we got here for the gang. All right. I was right. Trippy. I'd like to see this thing on the Dome in Vegas. That'd be a trip. It's got like the early Kraftwerk vibes. Uh-oh, Eddie Van Halen's passing through the scope. You know, guys, I gotta say, I didn't know what to make of that. Not in a bad way. I mean, obviously, it's extremely creative. I was just listening and whoops. I was more mesmerized by the video and the work that was being done there. That, in of itself, to me, was like, wow. You know, the oscillation tones that were doing what they were doing. For myself, I was listening to it and I'm trying, I had to stop listening to it with a reaction brain and let it just be the artwork that it is. And as I was listening to it, I was, you know, in the back of my head, I was identifying the waveforms and how they may have tweaked it to get that to do that or this to do that. But I was actually more intrigued with the visuals than I was with the music. The music didn't hit me in any way that I could recognize for myself as an old fart composer. Occasionally drums kit came in or something. I was like, that's cool, that's cool. I understood it was abstract, but it might have been just way over my head, you know, which is fine, you know. And a lot of folks here dug it. That's what's even cooler. Sometimes I'll sit here and go, don't know what to make of this. And then, you know, you guys pipe in and stuff like that, and it's neat to hear. But also, Lisa, you do bring a lot of very unique stuff into the stream that I really, really like, and it's so, you know, different, you know, and so abstract, you know. But this particular one, though, I was like, where do I go with this? You know, there was parts of me that... Then there was a part, I don't know who said it, but somebody had said, there was a part that goes, is there some kind of hidden message in there? You know, were we being programmed or something to, in between all of that? I just thought it was just a piece of work, but a good piece of work. But, so wait a minute, what? The visuals and the audio were made from this, I don't know, same piece of work. It's unique. Yes, that was a quado, that's what it was, that's what I was saying. And then Eddie Van Halen jumped in there for a second and did a little bit of eruption. We're going to be doing something called False Kings from Poets of the Fall. Returning to Poets with the best Bond song that never did Bond. Okay, then we'll see. So you're saying it should have been on the Bond, but it didn't make the Bond. So here we go. Oh. Eye recognition from the last video. I love the different triads and guitar playing.
Cut till I bleed, so I want to run to shelter tonight. Run to the shelter tonight. United in silent resistance of bowing to false kings. So let me run to.
It's got a 6/8 vibe, Mephisto.
Run from this meaningless pantomime. I swallow my pride, give up the pretense of bowing to false kings. But their smiles.
Yeah, he definitely has a great voice, that baritone vibe.
Took their words for the truth. Hey, edge of light and shade. My broken soul once more enslaved. So I want to run to shelter tonight. Run to the shelter tonight. United in silent resistance of bowing to false kings. So let me run to shelter tonight. Run from this meaningless.
Yeah, the tone of the upright bass really warms up the bottom end there.
I see that all this must end. When there's no love,
Very nice, very tasteful.
my embrace, cold blood runs through my veins. If I saw without grace, do I still saw? I need the love in your embrace. Open doors, brand new ways, and my wars and erase, and I'm yours. So I want to run to the shelter tonight. Run to the shelter tonight. United in silent resistance of bowing to false kings. So let me run to the shelter tonight. Run from this meaningless pantomime. I swallow my pride, give up the pretense. Yes, I wind and I dine on.
I like where he's pulling the tone from. What a beautiful voice. I mean, the thing is about his voice, as it's also tonally as a compliment to an acoustic trio like that. The one thing with the guitar work at the very beginning, I like that they were just kind of they were playing the same chords, but in different triad places, configurations, which is really nice, very complimentary when you're doing hard left, hard right. The bass playing and the bass of itself as an upright bass, the engineer really kind of kept the bass tone in its sanctuary space, I like to call it. You know, didn't try to compress it too much and all that, let it really envelop the bottom. But what was great is this guy's voice, even as low as he got with his voice when he would sing down here, he had a little bit of a sizzle even on the upper part of that tone, so that when he got a little more chesty and powerful, it didn't sound like it needed to go up 2 or 3 octaves for him to get the power of it across in the melody. He just took it by the horns and just tore through it. And then there was that really nice little middle section where he goes into the head voice, which sounded beautiful, seamless. you know. So that's this particular, excuse me, the last track I think I heard of these guys was with the violins and the heavy metal, if I'm correct. And so yeah, this was even a setback from that, from the other one. I love the track. I love his voice. That's the big takeaway for me, was his voice and being able to pull that off with the baritone vibe. Yeah, the last one I think I did was the same band, even on the same stage, except it was a band, but then it had a single cello, violin, viola player also as well on it. So, oh, okay. You did send that. Okay. All right, next up, we're going to the driver. Hang on, I gotta refresh something here. Stand by. All right, guys, here we go. Look at this. There's only 5 people here, so, you know, how about a sub bet on colors? Ready? And spin. Oh, looks like we're going to stay with Chappie 228. All right, let's see what Chappie 228 wants. 228. So Chappie 228 wants something from a movie. 9 Mice? What is 9 Mice? Never heard that as a movie. Let's see what this is here. This track is called RIOT MUZIK. Is that right? I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, best in the world. So I don't know if that's the name of the song or the band or both, but it's a short track, so I don't know what I'm into or in for, but let's go.
Music.
See, this is when you use autotune for an effect. It's in a different language. I'm hearing words I recognize, but not sure. Ooh, I love the trade-off they did with the bottom end. What the bass is playing now is what the pad played earlier.
Это rap music, и мои кости танцуют на ее путь. Я fucking бич твоего бро, он лузер. Если надо, я ёбну тебя, теперь ты в курсе. Бля, ну твоя сука, даже не в моем вкусе. Ха, ты не в моем вкусе.
There's some real clever.
Это вайпер, сука. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that little Melotronic vibe in the back there. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Okay, so obviously I didn't get the depth of what this was about, you know, as a track. Didn't understand the language and everything. But what I loved is that they gave us, even though it was this totally shattered, fried, like 808 vibe, TR 808, with however they ran it through whatever they needed to get it to sound that percussively, that sustained kind of dubstep bass, and the main doo-wah, 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 doo-wah. It sounded like it was an octave thing that was going back there with that synth, but that gave us a lot of headspace, kind of an ethereal kind of vibe to it. And I liked how that would kind of switch off with the bass and then that particular synth pad, you know. The cadence of the voice, I didn't understand the language, but in rap or it's the same thing with listening to hardcore metal, with the fried vocals and stuff. I'm not understanding a lot, but what I can dial into is the cadence and the performance aspect of it. And I liked how the cadence of the performer's voice, or his performance actually, added another unique percussive element in there that wasn't already kind of a pre-arrangement with another instrument, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But so anyhow, yeah. So I guess it was Russian, huh? That's a trip. I wouldn't have known either way. But I musically, I like the track. I don't know what he's saying. I hope it's nothing gnarly or whatever the case is, but why not? I've already got 2 strikes on my channel on the VOD. Why not make it 3? I don't know. Continuing on the journey of the Wheel of Cheese, guys. We're going for queso pobre. Very large cheese pieces here. I think we're going to be, let me see what I got here. Wheel of Cheese. Thank you so much, Chappie. Remember, folks, if you're in here for the first time, let's see what the Wheel of Cheese looks like. Oh, that's not too splintered. That's a Happy Aloha Friday Wheel of Cheese there. I guess some people getting some chances and stuff. For those of you who are here for the first time, the request to get into the Wheel of Cheese is pinned at the top of the chat. Sometimes people will do it. They dig out, see if your song was checked. You can go join the YouTube VOD channel where I take these streams, and I pop them over to that one a day or two later, and maybe your Wheel of Cheese showed up there. All right, guys, here we go. Are you ready? Let's spin. Okay, what do we got? Who is it? Oh. Senior Wee. Oh my goodness. Where's Senior Wee? Are you here, sir? Let me see what Senior Wee wants. Senior Wee comes up and quite, it's got, I'd go to Vegas with him and play craps. He throws the dice. He pulls it together a lot here. This is a game called Somerville. Wants me to check out here. And let's see what we got here for Somerville. And the name of the track is Teaser. And his little message is, the name of the song is called Teaser simply because it was made for the teaser trailer. The game is very short, about 4 hours. That's for people who know how to play it. Probably 30 hours for me. And it's suitable for all gamer levels. You should look into adding this into my playlist. What's it called? Somerville? Senorita? I think I just might. All right, let's see what this is. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. All right, here we go. Sounds a little dreary, dreadful. Love that pad creeping in behind. Dark and death. Sure doesn't look like this for the thumbnail, but heavy. That's like letting you know that you're not done with it yet. What a great little piece. If this was a trailer, obviously maybe because I know nothing of the game, and you said that this was kind of good for the beginner level or maybe all around gaming levels. And because this was a trailer, the typical trailer build I felt there. And actually a short trailer though, it was 1:18. But in the music, it definitely seems to, the connotation is that it is a journey of darkness and stuff. And you're going to plow through some heaviness, and at the other side, there was still something kind of dark by the time they released that, the arrangement released its dynamics, its power. And it brought you right back down to dun, 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 dun. That would be like where everything goes to fades to black except for one thing. Coming April 27th, 2024, in a world. You know what I mean? But it was nice. It was a nice build, a real strong build. You know, but dark and insidious. I don't know. I'm looking at a guy. It looks like he's got his little dog. And he's having fun, and the song, or the track in of itself, was like very, you know. I don't know what that was. All right, let's continue on. Let's go for some more queso fresco. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Thank you, Senor Wee. He wasn't here. Senor Wee was not here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oops, job opening. Oh, looks like the newbie hoobies, a few people snuck in there, first timers. So let's see what we got here. All right. Oh, we have somebody new in here. Let me see here for a second. Quote me if you violate the TOS. That's a good one. Hey, buddy, welcome to the stream. Which band have you seen live the most? You're gonna die laughing. But I haven't been to a live concert live concert worth speaking of in over 30 years. But I did see the King Bees and the Plimsolls a few times. That's a lot. And yes, and Boston. That's about the last. I know. There's that song Horrible. I so suck. All right, let's spin this. Sorry, I got a little sidewinded. All right, here we go. Little cheese. Here we go. Queso fresco. Let's do it. Who will it be? Somebody new. Uh-oh, this looks like it's going to be a tongue twister profile name. The honey and the honey eaten dragon. The honey eaten dragon. All right, the honey eaten dragon. I think I got that right. If not, correct me if I'm wrong. Drop by and say hi to us here in the chat. So let's see what the honey eaten. How do you do? Eaten dragon. That's it, right? Okay. Wants a TV show called Seven Universe. I don't watch TV anymore, so I'm clueless on what's out there. If this is a TV show, meaning ABC, CBS, NBC, or if it's TV show via Apple or Netflix or HBO. But this one is called Steven Universe, Something Entirely New is the name of the track. Oh, it looks like he's playing an ukulele. Yes, this is a short song from Sugar. Oh, Sugar. We've heard Sugar before, didn't we? But I saw the other SU stuff and had to request this. Oh, okay. So it's cute because it's based on two characters who sing this on herself and her husband. It's also fun to see what she looks like. Oh, all right, great, guys. So we have Sugar coming in as one of our Wheel of Cheesies. And so I'm kind of excited to listen to this because Sugar was phenomenal when I first heard them not too long ago. All right.
Where did we go? What did we do? I think we made something entirely new. And it wasn't quite me, and it wasn't quite you. I think it was someone entirely new. I just can't stop thinking. So
beautiful folksy voice and playing.
Did you say I was different? And you hadn't before? Of course not. When would I have ever? I'm so sorry. No, don't.
Very nice chords she's playing on the uke.
Now you're here forever. What about you?
I love that.
What about me? Well, you're here too. We're here together.
Ooh, that was beautiful with her little humming right there. Oh, she had to give us that one chord. She had to lay one on us to wake us up. What a beautiful little piece. How intimate was that? You know, and it sounded like something that I would have played like one of my grandchildren, you know, as they were going to sleep or something. Not even play it myself. I mean, play this track. Because it's soothing, so freaking soothing. And the ukulele that she's playing, is that a kala? A very well-known brand and stuff. Now, what it sounds like actually what's happening is that the mic that's clipped on, the lapel mic that she's using, is also, you know, absorbing the ukulele tone. So the ukulele doesn't seem to be mic'd of it itself, and that's why it might have a little bit more of a warmer tone, because that's a soprano ukulele, so it should traditionally have a little bit of a higher, bitier kind of vibe to it. And her voice is just so phenomenal. Even these beautiful little melodies that she was humming were just astonishing. Quick note, guys. Ukulele, not ukulele, okay? It's okay. The world doesn't know, and I'm going to teach you. Ukulele. Portuguese came over to Hawaii to work in the sugarcane fields. When they did, they brought these cool little guitars. The native Hawaiians who watched them play it and enjoyed listening to it saw that their hands were bouncing around like little bugs jumping. Uku, bugs, lele, jumping. Ukulele. But for many years, it just has gotten out there as ukulele. And it is what it is. I'm not admonishing. I'm just saying, well, this is just where it started from. So just in case you want to backpedal. And if I may have gotten it wrong, and if there's a native Hawaiian scholar that I may have, you know, I've only learned from somebody else, please, you know, you can jump in the comments if you see this on YouTube. But that's the story of the ukulele. Okay, this was beautiful. Thank you so much. I really loved that. As soft and beautiful as the track that was, that really pepped my day. You know what I mean? Okay, still on the wheel of cheese, guys. Let's see what we got here. So it was just that kind of song, right? Uh-oh, job opening. Stand by. Doo-doo wheel of cheese. Here we go. Let's try this again. Hey, what's going on? Something's wrong. Stand by. I got to refresh the form. Give me a second. Oh, jeez. I am sorry. I wish I could take that back. That came out kind of... I apologize for that. You guys didn't need to hear that. Okay, hang on. I had to refresh the browser, so give me a second, guys. And the bigger cheese. And this. Okay, let's see if this worked this time. There we go. Yay. Okay. Ban. Was it in G minor? But it was with a flatted fifth. Or maybe it was diminished fifth. Okay, guys. Spin. Who is it going to land on? Come on. What do we got? What do we got? Oh. All right. Is that a Jack? Jack 988. How are you, Jack 9888? I hope you're here with us enjoying a Friday, a happy Aloha Friday, or wherever you may be in the world. So Jack would like a band called Skindred. Skindred. It's metal. So everybody get your hands on your metal volume buttons, controls, your pots. Volume pots, as we know it in the engineering. And so this is a band called Skindred. The song is called Nobody. And his message is, first heard this in Need for Speed Underground. Oh, so it's associated with the game. And it's a really good track. So you gamers, do you recognize this title or this track? Let me know in the chat. Let's go.
My song, we come to take over. MC, you better look over your shoulder. Yeah, you know, we are known. Oh, well, no. Walk on the next one. Enough of them a come and them a try to agree out. On down, Bill, we are the roughnecks scout. Music we make for make the crowd jump up. Crowd get high, nice, black, and the rap up. Blend up the rag and metal punk hip-hop. Unity sound, killer groove, non-stop. In every displace, so this song will survive. Strength and power, I gotta keep them alive. My song, we come to take over. MC, you better look over your shoulder.
I like the backgrounds on this.
Nobody gets out and they shop it online. Nobody gets out alive. Nobody gets out and they shop it online. Nobody gets out alive.
Some of this has got a little kind of a Slipknot grind to it. Big Gojira influence, yeah?
Come and them a try flex with it, show them the rock a pampa. Watch them at twist, sting like a scorpion, buzz like an e. Full of sophisticated, go drop what toy. This is what we want here. You got to know if you think I'll stop, come and never go. One show we come to take over. MC, you better look over your shoulder.
Am I sensing a little bit of a Jamaican accent in the performance? I like this part of the riff. Oh, they're punk reggae.
Nobody gets out alive.
Oh, the bass. That was badass. Now, you guys are saying that these guys were released before Korn? Like maybe in the late 80s or something. I remember this Fuse, this thing that I'm seeing on the video here was that a show, a TV show as well, that kind of tried to counter MTV or something? Anyhow, first thing I did notice, though, is there was that Jamaican tone in the voice, or Caribbean, I don't know exactly where. Then you guys said that they're known as a reggae punk metal band. And they crushed it. So the tones are a little older and stuff, but I felt a lot more punched in the chest with it, with these tones and everything. It sounded also too, I don't know exactly because I don't know what the rest of their album sounds like. The engineering sounded like it didn't emphasize any overhead mics for the kit or for the drums or anything, because I know that I could hear there was cymbal work back there, but it was really sunk back. But the balls of it was the vocals and the guitar. And there was a couple of times where the riff was really dun 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 dun. Remember I told you about that half-step weirdness? That if you do that correctly, it kind of keeps you into this kind of like heads down, dink in the dirt, on the hunt kind of, sneaky going through kind of a vibe. And it's that dun 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 or dun 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 kind of vibe. So they crushed it with that. But, they dropped around the same in the 90s or close to that point, huh? Well, all right, one more wheel of cheese and we go back and catch up on donos. Where am I? I think if I'm correct, I am going to be on the wheel of cheese of queso fresco, queso nuevo, queso boto. Okay, you guys ready for a new wheel of cheese? A new wheel of cheese with the new folks. Strawberry Girls is progressive. The name of the track is Angel Dust. And usually just an instrumental trio. This track adds Haley Nickel woodwork on the vocals, so it's a treat. All right, guys, are you ready for some Angel Dust? I hope the TOS doesn't get me canceled for saying that, but we're not talking about the drug. We're talking about the music. Let's go. liking this. I like the vibe, you know, it's got that looper vibe and stuff, but very progressive. It's got a great feel. I like the tappiness. So the whole thing has that looper vibe to it, but I love. Yeah, it's just back and forth. It's a 2-chord jam. But with these 2-chord kind of tracks, this is where arrangements flourish. And this is what I love to listen to composers do. Like what the bass is doing there. Keeping that bottom. I like that, how they're peeling off. You guys know how I feel about that, you know, when tracks end where they peel off the arrangements a little at a time. Looks like, oh. So anyhow, as you can tell, that the way it ended is the way it starts, because I restarted it by accident. What Alman was saying, and of course a lot of us may have detected this, is a track that only has 2 chord changes through the whole thing. But it's the build-up and using the unique sounds, guitar arrangements and stuff that build, 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 build. It's kind of a looper's world. You know, one of my favorite loopers is an artist named Mike Love. But he's looper, you know, way, that's like the extreme on the looper. But I've listened to a lot of music before I did Twitch on some loopers over at the old World Music Reaction channel, where it was 2 or 3 chords, but there were these beautiful arrangements with saxophones. They'd add the saxophone riff in there, a little bit of this, and then they would play with it in the mix. Remove this, add this, take these 2 things out, let the bass just sit with this, you know, pattern, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all that being said, I think when you say the addition of the voice is what makes that also kind of step into song realm, and you don't really detect that it's just two chords. I just recently did another one that was only 2 chords. I forgot which one it was. And then I also usually bring up that one Adele song that's nothing but D6 and C6, just back and forth. But you know, take a couple chords and make it, you know, make it work, make it grow. You know what I mean? And so, okay, next up, that was a really nice track. Made me feel all kind of DJ Tambor. Thank you for these donos, guys. Generous cups of coffee. DJ Tambor, how are you? Are you in here, DJ? Where is he? Are you hiding, DJ? Are you hiding? Okay. Let me see what this is. Okay, you remember Megalovania, right, Jeeps? Yes, of course I do. This song is from the game Undertale. Well, here's a fun track. Here's a fun fact for you on this track you're about to hear. Was the main inspiration for the song composed by Naoki Kaneda. The game was released in 1993, way before I was born. Thanks. What was that? 1993? Yeah, I was already what, 32 years old. So I really can't give you much context on the track other than the first Brandish game story was also the inspiration for the story of Undertale's both games and dungeon crawler action RPGs. I don't know if I butchered that in grammar, but let's see what we got here from DJ Tambor. Oh my goodness, DJ Tambor is not here. Oh my goodness, somebody wake him up. Here we go. Wow, this is 1993. This is a crusher. It's got like a neo metal-y vibe, doesn't it? Chiptune shoot a priest. Oh. Look at that tom-tom. Right. Even in the programming on this, it goes back to these zero muted kind of. I'm sorry, I got to stop in the middle of this track. You know what's badass about this? And it's really funny. There was a callback to Judas Priest. Breaking the law, breaking the law. But really, if you listen to a lot of the arrangements, this is really super metal in the arrangement sphere. And a lot of zero diving in the muted work. So if you listen, as you listen to this, try to imagine some of that stuff actually being, well, let's say a Judas Priest style band. But for a 1993 track, this is ballsy as can be. That Tom, I'm sorry. And here we go into Loopy City. So Brandish 2, I don't think I've ever done anything from Brandish 1 or 2. But this was really interesting. If you guys are saying this is 1993, it almost sounds like it's maybe not 8-bit. Are we getting into 16-bit world? I'm only asking. I don't know. The only reason is it sounds like or maybe it was the game company had a more advanced sound card, and it still was 8-bit, but maybe just a little different advancements in the sound cards allowed them to kind of expand a little bit on what they could do. Okay, so it is 19-bit for the PC 98s. I guess it was called Japanese. Okay. So was Brandish a global release, or was it just a Japanese release? But either way you look at it, what is DJ? Let me see what he's saying here. Back then, Falcom were ahead of the curve when it came to music. Yeah, you know, that's the one thing that I've learned from all of you guys is that, you know, some of the video game companies, I think every single video game company has always acknowledged the importance of music, albeit it's such a wonderful short history, video game music, compared to the history of music as we know it. You know, really starting in the late 70s with little tick, 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 you know, for whatever little handheld things all the way through to what we are. So we've really excelled in a 30 some odd year period in different types of gaming music based on technology. But it is always kind of a super joy when devs or companies really lean into the fact that the music has got to be just as powerful as the game, you know, to keep you locked into it. So, but I love this, and I love the fact that it kind of mimicked late 80s, that Judas Priest kind of vibe. Well done. Fantabulous. Okay, let's see. Who else is coming in here on our Dono makeup? Hot Chick in a Diaper. Thank you so much, Hot Chick in a Diaper, one of our more friendlier, funnest profile names. Uh-oh, guys. She wants a track. This track is going to be from the band Rush. So I am not going to say a lot through this because I am going to reimagine my life to when it was the first time I heard this. So, yeah. Oh, how long have I been streaming? 2 hours? Good. I've got until 4 o'clock, guys. So here we go. I'm going to do this. I think it would be interesting to examine this one of their more polarizing songs. Okay, let's do this together then. All right.
Back to the wind to catch my breath before I start off again, living on without a moment to spend, to pass an evening with a drink and a friend.
I love where the bass always lives in the mix with Rush.
No matter what I pretend, like some pilgrim who loves to transcend, learns to live as a
that had a little camera eye vibe in it, didn't it? That quick turnaround. Is this before Moving Pictures? I think this was the precursor to Moving Pictures. I love the sound of the bass. The only one keyboard overdub they probably did. The bell, Neil Peart. Little castanets going on there. 1987. Why? So we're hearing some callbacks, and if this album was released later, after Moving Pictures, we're definitely hearing some callbacks and arrangements.
See more of the people and the places that surround me now. Time stands still. Summer's going fast, nights growing colder. Children growing up, old friends growing older. Breathe this moment a little bit longer. Make it sensation.
So what do you do on the bass then? Do that, I need to do that.
Experience slips away.
There's that pure, you know.
Experience slips away. The innocence slips away.
So without a doubt, there was a lot of callbacks for me. I guess this album came out after Moving Pictures. Also, I want to say that maybe the audio that was uploaded on this channel sounded like it could have been like kind of compressed down at 128 as an MP3. It just sounded a little like it could have been just a less than CD quality or conversion, if you would. To me, see, I didn't know. I wasn't too sure where this came from. At this point, if this was 1987, I wasn't listening to radio anymore. I was in my own bubble already. But actually, Rush and Pure played such an amazing role in my life, because that was probably the first time when I was playing drums that I listened to music outside of John Bonham. And then I heard the Rush album, and that's the one that just pushed me over the top. And I literally would practice 6-7 hours a day, on the weekends, and a couple of hours, at nighttime, as long as my dad wasn't working, with the skill set. The musicianship, we don't have to talk about that, because we already know that they're legendary musicians. And what I had said earlier, loving where the pocket is, where the bass is, where the bass lives. But the bass is almost, albeit the bass a lot of times is an accompaniment or a bottom end of the track arrangement that can give songs so much different life depending how it's played. I always felt like the bass playing was actually like a second melody to what Geddy was singing. I also recognized that it seemed like they were using a little more glassier tones on the guitar. If this is the 80s, this was also that 80s influence where there was a lot more bands, the Kaja Gugus and other bands that were using more washed out, if I said that anywhere near making any sense whatsoever. Who's up next? Let's do next 794. We're going to be doing a game called R4 Ridge Racer. Hang on. R4 Ridge Racer. This is the track is called Naked Glow. Ridge Racer Type 4. All right, let's go. Some of that 70s funk. I love that. One of those tracks that only has a 2 kind of chord movement there. Oh, I love this. Wow, they stepped it into that nice engineering with the kit. Oh, get your love the sampled fills, the tom-tom fills that show up. They're playing between two samples. Nice chord changes. What a unique bass tone. Oh. I love that piano part there, so laid back compared to the rest of the track. Nice change up. Xylophone. What a great track for a driving game. No two ways about it. I mean, that's what you guys are telling me. This is some kind of a drive game. What a great track. I can imagine it. I only play Sonic, but whatever the little driving game version that Sonic has, the international something. But I could see making my way through a journey with that music just cooking in the background, and it's not too much. You know, there isn't an overachieving melody going on in there as much as just establishing a and also the back and forth with the drum samples. I loved how they did that. You know, there was drum samples that are a little fatter and bolder. They would hold that for like 2 beat or 1 measure, and then or 2 measures, or 4, or let's say 6 out of the 8 beats in the last 2 beats. In the second measure, they would use that as like another sample go. That bass tone was weird. I was wondering, I was trying to say, is that live or is that going on there? Everything was just really nice, really spacey too. They had some nice things going in there with the strings and stuff. So I thought I liked it. That's going on my playlist, actually. That's playlistable. Hurry up, I got a little more time left. Who am I getting on next? Park Pal. Park Pal, how are you, Parkius Pallius? I hope you're doing well. I'll try to keep the banter down for you, man. I saw that comment. I saw how you are. I see how you are, Park Pal. Okay, Park Pal, here we go. This is, let me see. This track here is, It's a Good Life is the song. The artist is the Tragically Hip featured Feist. Is it featuring Feist? Is that what that is? After frontman Gord Downey's death in 2017, the surviving band members stopped touring and performing outside of occasional charity guest appearances at the 2021 Juno Awards, which are the Canadian Grammys. The surviving members of the Tragically Hip agreed to perform their 2002 single with Feist on lead vocals. All right, let's go. All right, Park Pal, you're in the house. I see ya. Let's go. All right.
But tonight, our humanitarian award recipients, in a very rare appearance, will be performing in this beautiful house of music, along with their dear friend, Leslie Feist. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tragically Hip.
Is that the stage of the place? It's beautiful.
the smoking one light gives way to shaky movements, improvisational skills, the forest of whispering speakers that swear that we will get with the times in current health to stay. Let's get friendship right, get life day to day, and forget your skate's dreams for a countervailing world, diverse as ever seas, proceeding on a need to know, in the face so full of meaning, to almost make it love, for a good life we might have to weaken, find somewhere to go. Let's go somewhere needed, find somewhere to grow. Let's go somewhere needed.
God, I like this a lot. I'm just vibing with it right now.
In the color of the night, and all the smoke in one light gives way to shaky movements, improvisational skill, a forest of whispering speakers. Let's swear that we will get with the tide, in the current help to stay. Let's get friendship right, get life day to day, in the forget your skate's dreams for the countervailing world, diverse as ever seas, proceeding on a need to know, in the face so full of meanness, to almost make it low, for a good life we might have to weaken and find somewhere to go. Let's go somewhere needed, find somewhere to grow. Let's go somewhere needed, find somewhere to go. Let's go somewhere needed, find somewhere to grow. Let's go where we are needed. 'Cause in the forget your skate's dream, we can hang your head low, in diverse as ever seems, we'll know which way to go.
Wow. So then this was a performance that was recorded for the Grammy show. I don't hear any clapping or anything. Or was it purposely maybe performed without any clapping because it was so emotional, because it had to do with the singer passing away? It was a beautiful track. I was really kind of entranced a little bit with the guitar work that was happening on the right side. So here on this image that I froze on, we didn't see much of that guitar player. The one on the right was holding a lot of the picking pattern that was going on there through the whole time, where you had the, I guess, Feist was the singer. She was just holding really nice, and she was digging into her guitar too, so I can hear it coming across. But we had a 3-guitar presentation with the bass and the drums, of course, but just the performance seemed really somber. I don't know where the song fits in the discography of the band. I take it before the singer passed away. I didn't want to interrupt and stop in the middle of it because I just was loving the flow of it and stuff. And I do recognize the band. We did do this, didn't we, a few weeks ago or something like that? Like a different performance? Is that what you were saying, Park Pal? So I fully, for me, when I was listening to it, I was giving it kind of reminded me of the feelings I was getting is a little bit of how the feeling I was getting, which was Pearl Jam's song, Release Me. I mean, two different songs, but it was the same kind of feeling. But it did have, there were some similarities in certain things. I think maybe, with, the guitar, picking and stuff like that really, really affected. So I just really enjoyed sitting there and just enjoying the piece of music with you, Park Pal. Thank you so much for bringing that in there, too.